Welcome to the Hard Pause Podcast. Welcome to episode 43. It's Julian Black, and I'm here with Mr. Quarter Water TV.
Sir.
Thank you guys for coming through. Folks, if you're catching this on Twitch, go ahead and hit us with a follow on Facebook, YouTube, to catch, you actually can see all the links in the description for the music that we play. We're playing, right now, this is from Mark's album, Omikasa, the song is called. It's Mark Matthew and Sean Silver. We also feature Sean Silver music, and links to his Spotify is in the description as well on YouTube and on Facebook. We can't put links on Twitter, Twitch, unfortunately. But hey, thank you guys for your support. Much love. And also, if you're on Facebook, go ahead and hit that interaction button. Hit me with a like, a dislike, a laugh, a thumbs down, thumbs up. Just let me know you're there. I'll give you a shout out when I see your name, because I can see those, but I can't see who actually comes into the stream unless you say something.
Yo, did you see that shit they had your homeboy Biden and Kamala Harris had in Philadelphia?
Nah.
Nigga, she gave a speech talking about how much Biden did for the black community, and the first thing this dumb bitch listed was insulin. Bitch, what are you talking about? Like, what? Because here comes, the catfish nuggets and all that shit about to come because it's almost election time.
You said
the watermelon, the watermelon, the catfish nuggets, the fried chicken, all that shit they about to bust all that shit out because it's election time. Like, how is insulin a black issue?
I mean, maybe they're saying is blacks have a high rate of diabetes.
Yeah, but who gives a fuck? They say we got a high rate of everything.
They didn't build a community. They should have said he builds community centers across America to give underprivileged kids after school activities. That would have been something nice for the community.
Yeah, all that shit went to the South Americans, the migrants. That's what they call them. The migrants.
Yeah, that's the new name. Or they switched up and call them immigrants too. So
they not immigrants though. You an illegal immigrant.
And even that's a metaphor. The correct terminology in the law is illegal alien. But since our country is letting them in and they didn't sneak in, the ones that sneak in are completely illegal. I guess we can use the migrant term, but they're still not immigrants. Immigrants come in with the intention of permanently staying. They actually enter the country with a green card or a visa that will lead to a green card.
I just don't like the pandering, Kamala. Kamala, you ain't black. You fooled us the first time. You got us. I ain't going front. You got us because you keep the arm Jamaican. That don't mean you black because you Jamaican.
Well, the proper term for him is a woman of color because she is a melanated individual. But this comedian had a joke that Netflix had took off of his thing, and he basically said he liked to congratulate for Kamala Harris for being the first Indian/Jamaican to be elected African American.
you feel what I'm saying? It makes no sense. She not even black though. She basically a Indian.
Pretty much most of her.
Because if your father Cooley, right? If your father Cooley and your mother's from India, Coolies ain't nothing but Indians that migrated to Jamaica.
Yeah, I never even knew that.
Yes.
So you told me. You the one that told me.
Yeah, Coolies is Indians that migrated to Jamaica, and I ain't talking about Native American Indian. I'm talking about Indians from India.
Asian Indians.
Yeah, Asian Indians that migrated to Jamaica. So that's what the Coolies is.
When I first heard it, I assumed, unrightfully so, uneducatedly so, that they were like indigenous Indians that were left on the island.
I thought that too until one of my homeboys is a Coolie, and half of their heritage is to do that Indian shit, like not the Indian shit from India.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I found out the Coolies is just Indians from India that migrated to Jamaica. That's it. That's where the curry, a lot of them spices that Jamaicans be using came from Indians.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. The
curry, a lot of that shit.
This is delicious, by the way.
What? Curry and jerk. I like both of them.
Man. Remember that jerk shop that was on Stratford Ave? Is it still there? Across?
Hell no.
Yo,
all that shit go. You come to the hood, that shit look totally different now.
I remember they had this really light-skinned, gray-eyed, thick Indian. Well, she was Jamaican, and for some reason they split and made another restaurant. And once that lady was gone, the chicken wasn't the same no more.
That's usually how most restaurants is. Once you get rid of the cook, because the cook is the main source of why everybody eat it.
And it was so bad, I stopped getting it. It wasn't
usually how it goes,
but it just wasn't as good as it was. And I was like, yo, she gone, something wrong, there's something missing. It's not
usually how most restaurants you eat there the first time, it'd be good. You go back a second time, it's usually the cook change. It's a different cook in the kitchen, man. But yeah, hell yeah, yo. That's what. So basically, Kamala Harris ain't black at all.
I can see it. I could definitely.
She's basically an Asian.
I was telling folks that was like, what did that matter? I was like, it actually matters.
That matters a whole bunch. That's why one of the first interviews she did when she got elected vice president, one of the first things she said was, I'm not gonna do nothing for just black people, but you'll do shit for everybody, for just everybody else though. Asians just got shit done for them. The LGBTQ community just be getting shit done for them. Like, what are we talking about here? People be getting shit just done just for them. Like, when it come to black people, everybody starts stuttering, especially when it's black Americans. As soon as you start, then they want to throw everybody in a pot to try to like dilute the water. Like, that's all minorities, nigga. White women is minorities, and I need somebody to explain to me how white women is minorities. I need somebody to explain that shit to me, because it's more of them than everybody. It's more them than white women. You could take all the Spanish people, men and women, and all the black people, men and women, mash them together, and it's still more white women.
Yeah, that's true. I was wondering that too. I actually did the numbers and put them up next to each other.
I swear to God, I know that for you could take all the people that they say the people of color, you could take all them niggas, mash them all together, men and women. And it's still more white women than all of them niggas combined. So how is there somebody? I swear to God, somebody need to explain that to me. Like, for real. Maybe they was doing it because white women were minority in the workforce. They weren't taking those high dollar jobs because they were. Nope. I got a theory. Hold on. My theory is. You said hold on.
Yeah, hold on. No, I'm listening though.
My theory is this: the white supremacists. They can't marry, even if every white supremacist, they can't marry every white supremacist woman. So I feel like what they did was, since they can't take care of all of them, they found a way to make the system take care of the ones they couldn't take care of. And it's a way to rob niggas again too. Because somebody need to explain to me. I really want a real explanation of how white women is minorities. Like,
well, I mean, that's the only one I could come up with was the fact that they did it for work numbers when they was trying to get the women out the house and get them into the workforce for the extra tax dollars. Because that's what when one of the conspiracy theorists ways of saying is that one of the main reasons feminism was pushed so hard on a lot of women, even though a lot of them didn't want it, was to get all these women out there to help bolster, because women are a huge chunk of the debt. They're a huge chunk of the money corporate companies make, because they weren't making all that money. When women were stuck in the house, they weren't out there earning, they weren't out there paying taxes, they weren't out there collecting debt like that. So they had to get them out there.
The other thing with feminism, though, feminism really got started because they let black men vote before white women. So the white bitches started getting mad, like, you let these niggas vote before. That's where that shit started from. That's where it started from. Because how is y'all a minority? How? It's more y'all. Like, how? I don't get that shit. I don't get that. Like, though, I don't. That's the most confusing thing. And that people of color, and they keep trying to throw us in with everybody, don't make no sense. Julian Mustache, Chase.
Yeah, man. It grows quick, man. It grows quick. I had my Amish look for a few. I was kind of feeling it. I look a little more Islamic.
Hamnini hamya.
Yo.
Hell yeah.
What's up, brother Chase, coming in on YouTube? I know he probably at work. This mug always working these days. Chase works at a spot. He has a bunch of fun. He gets some good conversations. Sometimes we be sitting in there when he comes in Discord, hearing him talking to his customers and shit.
Oh, at work and shit.
Yeah, he can't be on too much because you want to get hemmed up if you on this electronical shit at work all the time. Oh, I worked till midnight. All right, I figured you were.
That's good money.
Yeah, a lot of the cats.
Good money.
That's the thing too. Like when we do this shit on Sundays, a lot of cats that I wanted to get on, a lot of them are doing shit Sundays or working or family shit and
shit. If it was any other day, niggas got shit to do them days too. So it's like it's always gonna be something, my nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Point well made. Touche, my friend.
Word.
Yo,
that shit crazy though. Yeah, your man Biden and Kamala out of pocket. I think they know they out of pocket. I think that Trump conviction was to try to because I still don't get it. Because what's the name did the same shit. He ain't go to jail. Bill Clinton. He was paying hush money and all that goofy shit too.
In essence, the hush money thing itself, even if he did do it, would have been a misdemeanor, and it's past the statute of limitations. How they still pushing it is they're saying he had a criminal enterprise, and they're using the RICO type law to say because they're saying he's a criminal.
They treating him like a nigga. They niggified that nigga. They treated Donald because they making up shit. Cause you could ask 5 different people why they got Trump, and I swear to God, each one of them will have a different answer. I swear to God.
Well, my problem is this: I've talked to people who are sort of knowledgeable. Well, I thought were sort of.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
Here's what one of my boys told me. He was like, "Well, what it is that." I said, well, Trump's operations, as far as like the real estate shit, it's common business practice and it's not a crime. But he's saying, well, all of them are technically breaking the law, but they're only going to go after Trump. But I said, once you get a conviction, if they don't overturn it in appeal, once you get a conviction, that dictates the path of most prosecutions that are going to come after that. When you set presidents, you set case law. You don't just pick a nigga to convict. And
Donald Trump. Donald Trump. Welcome to you officially a Black American, because that's how they do us. They start making the shit that white people been doing for centuries. As soon as a nigga do it, they start making up laws. All of a sudden, it's illegal.
That's what
they treat you like a Black American. That's what's going on.
And that's what I told my boy. I was like, yo, this is gonna be weird. Because they could start going after, if they do that criminal further and shit, they could go after Obama. They can go
Trump.
After. They can go after
Clinton.
Biden. They can go after Clinton. They can
both
go after
the Clintons.
Yep.
Both the Clintons.
So this is not a good thing if it's not legitimate, and it doesn't seem to be legitimate. It seems to be.
I'm telling you, could ask 10 different people, and everybody gonna have something. It's all different shit. They saying, "Oh, it's hush money, is this and that." So, what's the 34 shits then? Didn't he get convicted of 34 nigga? What counts of what?
And then, from what I'm hearing, the instructions that were given to the jury by the judge were faulty. You know what I'm saying? Because like the crime, and here's the weird thing: the crime that was the overlying crime that arches and makes his whole organization a criminal organization, they didn't even name it. They didn't name what crime it was. So there's like a fictitious ghost crime sitting up here.
So the judge was doing bullshit too. but watch this. Watch this, bro. I'm going to bring the conversation full circle to Kyle Rittenhouse. This is what I'm telling you about judges. When they be doing goofy shit and they be not allowing certain shit to be seen and then doing certain shit, this is how it started looking like now. Everybody else that look at it, all the evidence show he didn't do nothing, nigga. You said you wanted to kill people, then you went and killed people. And remember when I told you, Kyle Rittenhouse was tied to these white supremacist groups?
Well,
he is though.
Now,
that's why he keep who's funding. All right. Who's funding these fucking speeches where Kyle Rittenhouse is going all over these colleges doing these dumbass speeches? Who the fuck?
Oh, it would mean that each college is funded by white supremacists, and that's why he's funding them.
Somebody who you think the colleges is asking for this nigga?
I don't know.
Hell no. What Kyle Rittenhouse got to talk about? He went to one college where where it was mostly black people, and they booed as they ran him up out of there. Like, well, somebody's funding that shit.
Some people still thinking he shot black people. A lot of people were misinformed about that case. So
he didn't shoot no black people.
He didn't shoot not one.
He shot some white people that was protecting black.
And the
people.
only motherfucker that kicked him and hit him and did something to him and it didn't get shot was the black dude, because that my man bolted. I'm not fighting the kid. I'm not fighting the kid with the AR. He was the only smart one.
But they were saying something like he was earlier pulling a pistol out on niggas earlier though. That same day.
If he had a pistol, he'd be in prison. He wasn't authorized. He was.
I'm talking about the rifle. Like he was pointing the shit at people like earlier.
I never heard that. I watched the whole case. Prosecution didn't even bring that up.
That's why I'm trying to. Prosecution definitely ain't gonna bring that up.
Oh, they would. It would have helped their case if they had evidence that he was actually maliciously pointing it. That would have been a huge turn in the case.
Nah, if they told him the judge tell you can't bring the shit up.
I didn't see the judge deny. He only denied shit that they were about to say that was. There was literally black and white saying it was the contrary of what they were saying. Like people kept saying he didn't get a gun charge because it was a loophole. In black and white by law, from the ages of 15 to 17, you can carry long arms, open carry, by law in that state. Even in Connecticut, it was a law like that. Long arms. I think you could start having your kid shoot long arms at 16.
You do know if you black, they start making up shit, right?
Well, they
like I bet you if a 15-year-old kid right now walk around with an AR-15 right now, his ass going to jail. It ain't gonna be none of them goofy ass laws. What do you? I never heard these laws before.
The black kid up there that shot the dude that was whooping his mama's ass. He wasn't legally allowed to hold a pistol
in Chicago.
Yeah, he wasn't legally allowed to hold a pistol.
That was the community outroar. They tried to say it was self-defense.
Yeah, it was sort of kind of was self-defense, but. He wasn't legally allowed. They would have had to waive the criminal charges. He shouldn't even have access.
They did waive the criminal charges.
His mother should have had. She had a pistol permit to carry. Leaving a gun in the car was not a legitimate reason, and the kid had access to it. So they would have prosecuted both of them back in the day. That's why I said shit did change. They black.
The reason why they changed because the community was outroared, but the community was outraged about that. That's what it was. And then this nigga was known once they started doing this nigga background. That's what it really was. They started doing. Are they like, oh, this nigga running around smacking bitches?
Who was?
The dude that the little nigga shot.
The nigga shot. Yeah.
He was known for putting his hands on bitches. His sister, the nigga was so ignorant. The nigga family was so ignorant. The next day, his sister wore a shirt. My brother had them hands. They was just ignorant. That's why they didn't get charged with nothing. They were just doing too much. Like that's what it was, though. But in a normal situation, they would have smoked that little. If that shit would have made the news, that little boy would have been locked up right now for some bullshit.
Well, there is a push too with the because technically even the restrictions they put on weapons are unconstitutional. So there are law firms. There are law firms that will help represent people who are unjustifiably prosecuted when before it wasn't the case.
All of them is unjust. Even the convicted felon shit without a gun is against the Constitution because it don't say nothing in the Constitution about you got the right to bear arms unless you get convicted of a felony. That's not there.
That is true. That's true.
So that's cat. They be making up shit. That's why I be telling. They be like the law. Nigga, they be making up shit as they go along. Like
I'm like
up shit.
If your felony. This is how a personal feeling I always felt. If you could get convicted of a felony, right, and you get convicted and you serve your time and you keep your shit clean and you're an honest member of society, all the rights you had before you was convicted should be restored. If you've been clean off paper and haven't done shit, you know what I'm saying. And now if your crime involved a firearm, I don't mind them being barred for life then from ever having a firearm.
That would make sense though. Like you feel what I'm saying. But this nigga
got
crime. Drug charges and can't get no guns. Like 30 years later, still can't. That shit don't make no nigga. That shit is I'm telling you, they be making up shit. That's why a nigga get a white person and a nigga get charged with the same shit, and a nigga end up getting. I got a theory. I think they don't even be getting charged with the shit. A lot of times they just be letting them niggas go.
And there's like even with the with certain crimes, there's I forgot what the word is called. There's a sentencing guideline that they have to follow. They got a minimum sentence and a maximum sentence, and it's at the discretion of the judge. You know what I'm saying? The judge could decide what he wants. Like he could if he could,
all the judges is racist.
In a lot of circumstances.
I swear to God, I'm saying all of them. Nigga, most judges is old white men that's like 70, 80 years old. Most judges. Them niggas old. They from that Jim Crow law. They from the Jim Crow era. Most of them is racist. They ain't gonna admit it and say it, but nigga, there's a reason why we 14% of the country, but we get convicted more than everybody else. Nigga, that don't make no sense. You can't say, oh, we just commit more crime. That's cap.
And I think some of it too is a class system too, because a huge chunk of us are in the poverty line too, which is weird.
Nigga, that's cap too. It's white people that live in the hood and still don't get locked up like we do, and they do the same shit niggas be doing.
So you saying you really think there's white boys that live in the hood that be doing it? That happen? They be doing wild shit? Okay.
Mm-hmm. They're not gonna get the same. They're not gonna get the. They're gonna get more chances than me.
Yeah, that's wild. That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Or not even. All right, let's take it a step further. Let's talk about the white people that live in the suburb that don't live in the hood. They don't be getting caught doing shit, and you know what happens to them? They get caught with pistols and drugs, and the police bring them to their mama. They bring them home.
Yeah.
It's a big difference. Well, so how do you? Where's the stats on that? You can't keep no stats on that. But you ain't. I went to white school, so man, it's a white kid I went to school with was shooting dope before we got to high school. Dogs.
Damn. How Young Buck was getting his shit. Exactly. He had an allowance and shit. Mm-hmm. This nigga had an allowance and was shooting up. That's wild.
But that's what I'm saying. So they be doing shit in they hood. They be selling drugs and all that too. They be doing the same shit, but somehow, some miraculous way, they don't.
You know, and I do understand too. Like in today, like since the 80s, some of the movement of the cops have changed somewhat. Because I told you the story about when I was walking my sister to school and this Puerto Rican kid kicked her in the ass, and I beat the brakes off of him and busted all his front teeth out. Kicked him on the curb and shit. He busted all his front teeth out. So I go home and I tell my mom what went down, and because I had to walk her to school, go back home, and then I went to school later in the morning. And when I told my mom, yeah, this kid kicked Siobhan, so I hurt him a little bit. I ain't tell her I busted all his teeth out. Mm-hmm. It was just his front teeth. He was down to the gum. Shit that wasn't chipped, it was gone. He was fucked up. So I came home and shit, and I told my mom that, and then the police came before I even went to school. And it was him, the police, and his mom. And he was like, your son, there's alleged that your son physically assaulted this young man and he hurt him pretty bad. Because I guess he had stitches and everything, but I don't know how he got back that quick. Maybe I had the day off of school. And then my mom goes, did he tell you that he kicked his 5-year-old sister? And then I heard the boy's mom go, no, he didn't. And then the police said, sorry for bothering you, ma'am.
Yeah, it is what it is. But that's different, though. You know why? How old you was?
I had to be like maybe 8.
All right, so what you gonna do to an 8-year-old that beat up another 8-year-old that kicked the other? You can't really do it. Even today, even in today's age, what do you do? Like, you know what I'm saying? Get your kid. Like, it ain't nothing you could really do. Them all kids just fighting. Like, you can't really.
But it was gang.
Now, what she could have did, the sister could, the kid's daughter could have sued your mom.
That could. Good luck. We some broke ass.
But that's what I'm saying. What you gonna get? Can't squeeze. You know what I'm saying?
Can't squeeze blood from a stone.
Exactly. So that's what that is. Like, but yeah, that's all that was. But trust me, if you would have been an adult, your ass was going to jail.
Oh, done.
It don't matter what that nigga would have did. They'd have told your black ass you should have called the police after he kicked your sister and told on him. so they could not do nothing. Dead ass. That's why. See, let me clear up this rumor, because you know how people be like, oh, black people don't like telling. Black people don't. We don't like crime in our neighborhoods and shit like that. You know why black people don't call the police? Because a lot of times when we call the police, somehow the police find ways to lock your ass up. You call the police. Look, I swear to God, this is no lie. I've seen police do this shit a bunch of times. You call the police, right, and say something happened to you. They'll come in your house looking around. Fuck is you looking for? They looking through shit. It don't make no say weird like that. It's like if you call them, they'll try to find some reason to lock your ass up. Yeah, it's weird though. They do that shit. What is you? I call the police. You looking around? What are you looking for, nigga? I'm the victim. Fuck is you doing?
There was recently a situation where it was a vet that was at his house, and the police were called to do a wellness check. And they came to the door, and the vet didn't think nothing. Black guy, and he let him in, and they just start walking all over his house. He said, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! What are you doing?" He said, "You're supposed to be here to help me. What are you doing?" They said, "Well, calm down." Blah 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 blah. In the end, they wound up cuffing him. And
I swear to God, they do that, bro. That shit is normal. I ain't just make that shit. I've seen police do that shit a bunch of times. If you call them niggas and us as black people, we know this. If we call, only time I'm gonna tell you this. If you ask mad, especially black men, we gonna tell you only reason we calling the police is insurance purposes, like some shit like that. We don't want to call because they be looking around. They be looking for a reason to try to lock your ass up when you call them, like goofy ass niggas. Like
the beautiful thing with this case is that dude wound up suing. He got paid.
Yeah, but it's like, damn, how much shit? Look how long he had to go, and look how much shit every dime was worth it. Cause they be putting you through all kind of shit, and I bet you after he was suing, they probably was doing a little funny shit after that too, cause they be targeting you all kind of goofy shit. Don't be suing them and call them like you need their help. They'll never come. They be doing shit like that, like on some gang shit. That's why black people got shit against police. It's not like we just like crime. They try to act like black people just like crime in their neighborhood. It's not that. We just know if we call the police, y'all be looking around for shit to try to lock niggas up, and y'all do that shit all the time. We not stupid. What is you looking around a victim for? Like, y'all looking for shit. Never hear. Every time you hear a story, be like the Jonathan Majors shit. How Jonathan Majors end up in jail? He called the police,
and he still got fucked over. They see him literally.
And got video of this nigga hauling ass from this white bitch. She chasing this nigga, and somehow he still get convicted. They found something to convict this nigga of. Like, come on, man. That's what I be trying to tell you about the law. They be doing goof. The law ain't. I don't got no faith in the law because I seen them make up shit in front of my face. Like I got charged with criminal possession to sell narcotics. I've never heard of that law before. I had a paid lawyer. My lawyer came to see me when I was locked up and said, "I never heard of this law either. Let me go. Hold on. He said, give me a couple weeks. I'll come back and see you and we'll figure this out." Right. I got charged with basically it was supposed to be a buy and bust. The undercover was supposed to buy drugs from me. The undercover pulls up on me. I'm like, who the fuck you looking for? He like, oh, I don't know you. He pulls off. When the police whipped down on me, he wrote in a police report that I showed him the drugs. This is a narcotics officer. I went up to his car, showed him drugs. He pulled off on me and said he don't know me. Explain to me how the fuck that shit didn't get thrown out.
That lie was because they didn't have probable cause to even.
So how the judge didn't throw that out? But what I'm saying is, how did the judge read this and did not throw it out though?
I would have. Yeah, I mean, you're right. The judge should have saw. Okay, really?
I don't got no faith. I don't give a fuck what they charge. The law is rigged. The law's written all funny so they could railroad black people. I don't care what nobody say. That's why it's written all funny like that, and it's not written in layman's terms. That's why they got it written all tricky and shit like that, so they could. And then they use shit like you just said. Oh, it's up to the judge's discretion on how. Nigga, get the fuck out. That's why black people get sentenced to longer sentences more than white people.
Yeah, that's
because judges is racist.
That's been a statistic out there forever, so there's plenty of evidence to bolster that one. That's why I said, like, sometimes here's what I do with the statistic stuff. If there's several prominents, and it matters which batch they got it from, and a lot of times they'll tell you stats, and they don't tell you who they talked to, who they what people they surveyed to get those stats. But then there's certain times, like when they got good numbers, they actually went to a spot. They talked to people that are affected by the situation, and
they'll never do that. All them stats rigged.
You can always find stats.
Show me a stat. The only stats is the truth is how many people is locked up. All the rest of them stats is rigged. They be like they're at like, all right. This is what they'll do, like for black community stats. You go ask a bunch of these bougie niggas that ain't around no real regular niggas, and then ask them a bunch of goofy ass questions, and they answer it a bunch of goofy way. That's why if you notice, all these people that represent us come from a certain class of people. It's all these boule ass niggas.
Yeah, chosen.
Look at them and look at them. It ain't no. They all slick hair to they all dressed the same. They all got the same talking points. It's all the same group of niggas. Like we starting to see that shit. We not all them Democratic niggas, all them Democratic shield niggas. All them niggas is boule niggas. Every last one of them.
But even to be a politician, you got to be able to work up and get a certain amount of money, a level of money to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? There was one dude that actually won a state representative position, and he only spent $500 to promote himself. People were just tired of what the legacy politicians were doing, and they voted for this dude overwhelmingly. And
that's rare.
Yeah, that's rare as fuck. It's so rare it made it to the news.
Yeah, most of these niggas most of them politicians is real cliquey. They like gangs.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
They pull hands up. That's all they do. They pull their family members up and they mansing them up. That's the same kind of niggas as them. That's why it's the same. That's why they be having all these goofy niggas talking about, oh, this is a black issue. Y'all don't know what a black issue. Y'all ain't been around no black people. Y'all all around them same white black people. Them ain't black people for real. Like,
what about the crazy broad that was talking about how there's kids in the Bronx that don't know
how to use computers.
Don't know what the word computer means is what she said.
But see, look, this the trick part. You'll look at her. I don't even blame her. You know where she getting this info from? These same kind of niggas that I'm talking about.
That's what I told my friend too. I was like, I doubt with her speech, she wasn't trying to be racist. She had a compassionate intent with it, but just she didn't see how ignorant it sounded, acting like we're like.
Truth be told, it ain't. That's why I said it's not really her fault because all her info is coming from these same goofy ass niggas. That's where it's coming from. Yeah. That's where when they come out saying this goofy shit, you gotta look at them niggas that's around them. Cause that's the ones that's saying that shit. It ain't nobody else. And let me say this for y'all people that's ignorant out there that believe what she said. Go in the Bronx and go play with them young dudes and watch you lose everything in your credit card, your car, everything playing like them little kids don't know how to them kids know how to use computers better than the average person. Them kids is nasty with the computer work.
I told you in the hood in Bridgeport, man. They started putting us in front of computers at an early age before the internet came out. We was little niggas. They was sit us in a computer room, having surfed the World Wide Web. We had to do the MS-DOS to get online and prompts and shit before Microsoft made it clickable. And
you ever heard of the Kia boys? Them little kids that be stealing all the cars?
I heard of them. I don't know too much.
They steal cars with a computer. That's why they don't need your key. What the fuck is this lady talking about? They'll get in your car. They'll get any kind of car. I don't care what you got, dog. If you don't got no kind of no extra kind of security on it, if they get inside your car, they'll hook that computer up to your thing and they'll have your car out. They'll be driving your car, riding around in it.
There was some motherfuckers that had a little umbrella looking thing and they walk up to the house. If your keys were anywhere near the door, they would scan the code from your keys and log it into a computer and start your car.
Y'all keep thinking these kids stupid.
Here's how bad it was in Chicago. You know what they told them? They told them, put your keys near the front door so they can easily skim. And if they have to home invade, they're just going to break in and take your keys and no one has to get hurt.
Facts. I'll show you some wild shit. You know how they always like to mention, they always be like, oh, Chicago. You do know if you take a lot of them kids, right? A lot of them kids that be shooting people, if you take them, a lot of them was A students. They had to drop out of school because they was beefing and couldn't go to school. That's what a lot of them made it to high school and then they had to drop out because the ops would go up to the school looking for them. So that's why a lot of them dropped out. A lot of them was honor roll student. Them kids ain't dumb. They just in a certain circumstance. Kids ain't dumb, though.
You know who was the smartest dude? I don't know whatever happened to him. You remember Bobby used to be down on Stratford Ave? I forget his last name.
Bobby.
I went to school with this kid. He was
maybe if I see him.
Yeah, I know you know him if you see him. And this kid wound up getting locked up for a bunch of shit. I think he wound up catching a body eventually. I'm not sure. But he was one of the smartest kids when we was in school. That dude was like fucking smart. And before the streets got him, he had plans for college. He had plans to do things. Because I sat talking to him. And that went from, I'm just in the streets, nigga. That's what I do. I'm making this bread. Hopefully, he's still around.
Oh, you talking about Bobby, right?
Is that
B.O.B.?
I think
so. From Fifth Street.
Yeah.
Yeah, he around. Yeah, he around. Good. He ain't locked up. He doing good. He's straight. Okay, yeah,
that's good.
That's my nigga. Yeah,
a different Bobby then, because this dude was locked up. The one I mentioned. Well, have Bobby ever did some time? The one we talking about?
He did a bunch of time before.
Yeah, it's probably the same nigga. That nigga was smart as fuck from a little kid.
A bunch of them, nigga, Al Fix-It, crackhead, the one of the most famous crackheads out here. That nigga used to go in abandoned buildings and wire the shit like he had cable in there, electricity, all that shit in the whole, not no house, a building. He used to climb up on the pole, do all that shit. People used to get free cable and all that shit from that nigga. Al Fix-It, a legend.
That's what's up.
There's plenty crackheads and shit like there's some smart niggas in the hood, but you out your rabbit ass mind if you think them kids don't know the computer. They know how to use them and they know all that.
And even to be successful in the streets in its own right, you got to be smart and able to run shit a certain way.
You might not be book smart, but you got to be you got to have a certain type of now don't get it twisted. There's a lot of dumb niggas out there. There is a lot of dumb niggas. You just gotta learn how to navigate your way through them dumb niggas, though.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But the dumb niggas are the ones that always get you. Like I remember it was what this rapper was talking about. Whenever you go to a club, it's always broke niggas that start fights. Rich niggas be too busy in VIP having fun.
Yeah, it ain't no niggas with no money in there trying to fight nobody. It's an angry nigga. It's probably either some young niggas or some angry broke niggas.
Yeah.
That's just mad at life, don't got shit going on. I don't even know how he got in the club. His man might have paid for him to get in type shit. That's the niggas that's in the club doing all the fighting and shit.
I'm glad Bobby doing good, man. I was just thinking about that nigga like a little bit ago. I wonder what happened to this dude.
Yeah, he out there. He doing this thing. He ain't in jail. Niggas been stopped going to jail, man. Crime don't pay no more. Like back in the day, used to be at that's what I'm saying. This when niggas be I bump into a nigga every now and then, still try to convince me it's money in the street, right? And I be like, nigga, when we was coming up, it was actual millionaires from drug dealing and shit like that. Yeah. It ain't a soul, not up here at least, maybe somewhere else, not in this state. Ain't nobody running around here with no bread like that off no drug money. Like the crime don't pay. Shit. And the technology, the technology is too good for you to really get away with shit. Like how it was back in the day, you could do shit and get away with it. You can't really get away with nothing no more. Like then everything got a digital footprint. There's cameras everywhere. Like you can't really escape it. Like that's why crime don't pay. Like,
yeah, that's what I was. We was even looking at that shit. I was watching the documentary on Meech and his brother, and they was talking about how Big Meech, he never wrote nothing down. He must have had a photographic. Remember, he ran all of his business through his head. So the feds was even saying we had nothing on him. All the evidence we had on Meech was his lifestyle. He just was flashing money at cars and was taking care. And they took care of all the people in their hood. All the kids of they crew was in private schools, getting their shit taken care of. Like 50 Cent even said, it was like a huge economy that was based upon what they were generating, and they was taking care of their own.
Yeah, that shit fucked the streets up when Meech went to jail for a lot of people. For a lot of them niggas down there, I'm sure. Like, you know, but you know how that shit go. Once one nigga goes, always somebody behind them. Until the fentanyl came, and once the fentanyl came, it's like
changed everything.
The game over.
Yeah, but they was even saying all the shit they had was shit Terry wrote down. All the shit they had was Terry rocking.
Terry on the phone.
Yeah. Because they had a code between each other. So the conversation between me and Terry, they couldn't even figure out. But
even the first dude that started telling the accountant dude was Terry's accountant. He ain't had shit to do with Meech. They had T fucked up, like, and T ended up getting out first. That's the fucked up part about it. That's the game.
But, you know, for non-violent drug offenders, I'm surprised they didn't lump them. But you know what it was too? I think with them, they know that they were so big that there is bodies under them, but they can't connect them to the bodies. So maybe that's why they being extra hardcore. But I'm sure they didn't.
It's almost impossible to connect them to the bodies because they wasn't stationed in one city. They was all over the place. So to get them niggas, you had to try to get them with some serial killer shit. Them niggas and they wasn't them kind of niggas. They really wasn't. I ain't gonna say they wasn't murdering shit because I don't know, but they obviously wasn't doing it like crazy. Like they main shit was the money.
Yeah,
I don't think, you know what I think it is? It's my opinion. I don't know if I'm right, but I think it's safe to assume that them niggas wasn't killing niggas over no money.
No,
like if you run off with a brick or something, them niggas ain't gunning you down. They just won't fucking cut you off and keep it trucking. I don't, because if most niggas that gun you down over money don't really survive, they don't last. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I did see too, man. But like watching that documentary was insightful, and then actually too, like even Lil Meech, 50 before he conceptualized, he was working on conceptualizing the show BMF. 50 sent that nigga to acting school. He paid for him to go to acting school. And he was like, but he said it's crazy, like to see him. They said that dude is his dad. He's like a mini carbon copy of his dad.
That nigga ain't his dad at all. That nigga ain't his dad at all.
Say that, but you know how
it's
even
his son.
Yeah, some of us we got traits from our pops. But he said the charisma and the intelligence is there.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's what he meant. Not that he's his dad in regards to moving bricks.
He can't be two different lifestyles.
Yeah. We didn't mean it like that. I took it as a meaning.
Nah, I get what he's saying. Like he see his father in him when he look at him, but
that's why he's doing such a good job playing his father.
Mm-hmm. and I'm pretty sure Meech got a lot to do with it too, because I'm sure Meech got a lot of insight on what's going on and shit like that.
50 said Meech told him, like, because Meech's mom always made little Meech make sure he was visiting his dad all the time, getting to see his dad when he was in places where they could actually be together. They would take photos and all that shit. She always made sure he had a connection with his dad. But the fact that he's in BMF now playing his dad, he said he thanked 50. He said this actually brought me and my son even closer because now he gets to see.
Yeah, that's dope. I ain't gonna lie, that shit is dope. Shit, 50 need to get his shit together with his own son. Fuck all that shit.
I think one of the problems they have with 50
the mama
is the mama and the son. I mean, you 27 years old still crying about child support.
I still think 50 can get around that. I think what 50 need to do, go holler at his son, right? And just don't bring up the mother. Y'all talk about your relationship. Don't be like, well, your mom, it's your mom's fault. Don't do that.
Yeah, I don't. The problem is I don't think when he with his kid, he talking about the mom. But the problem was, like, even when 50 said he bought that kid a whole inventory of sneakers and was trying to set him up to do a store online, dude didn't do nothing with it. 50 ain't hear nothing from him for a year or two, and then he comes with a business plan to open up a boutique with his mom. And 50, get the fuck out of here. I'm trying to help you. I ain't trying to help her.
But see, I get that part, but this is the thing, right? What it's always two sides of shit. Cause I know the little nigga, a spoiled little nigga. Cause I seen interviews with the little nigga saying goofy shit. I get it, but the nigga spoiled that shit, son. You kind of partly fucked him up too. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Don't try to just blame it on, because I remember, nigga, when he was a little kid, you had him on stage with the vest and all that shit around all that goofy shit too. So a lot of that shit, some of that shit is his fault too. Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because the nigga was good at basketball. Niggas don't know that either, I bet you.
Marquez was good at basketball?
Nasty at basketball.
I wonder what happened. He just...
Nigga, you feel what I'm saying? Stop trying to make him into what you want to do and push the nigga to guide him into what he want to do, whatever he want to do.
I know that there was talks he was gonna play 50 Cent's character on Raising Kanan. 50 was pushing for that, but I don't know whether one, he didn't go to acting school, or two, he just had no interest. I don't know, but there was talks where 50 wanted him to get into acting and play his character.
Now, if that's true and the nigga didn't take the opportunity, then that nigga just a bitch ass nigga, because it ain't nothing you could do. That nigga like 27, 28 years old now.
He got to at least be way closer to 30 now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it ain't, nigga, what the fuck? You just a bitch now. Like, if the nigga's still trying to reach out and help you, I don't care what he did to your moms. That shit is old shit, nigga. Your mom's grown as fuck, nigga. He wasn't slapping her or nothing after he got away from her. It was what it was. Like, but you got two separate relationships. Have one with your mom, one with your dad. Two separate things.
And he wasn't that bad to the bro. He bought the broad a house. He got her cars. At one point, he was paying her close to $14,000 a month. She got greedy, took him to court. It got dropped down. She wasn't getting the money she thought she was gonna get. So he
then she had a whole nother nigga living in the house with her too, like while she's trying to up the house. That shit is crazy. Nigga.
I think the problem is when they think because a dude got access to money makes them entitled to it because they got a kid by him. You know what I'm saying? You're entitled to provide for your child. It's child support. It's not mama support or mama funding. So you're going to have a house on your own anyway. If the pops has enough bread to make you get a better house and a better place and he decides to do that, that's great. You ain't eligible for shit. If he's a multimillionaire, you eligible for enough. And what these rich dudes are doing now is they're setting up trust funds for these kids. You will get this dude could be worth $1 billion and you trying to hit him up for $50,000 to $80,000 a month, but he got a trust fund of a couple $1 million and he's dropping money in. You're gonna get $3,000 a month.
Yep. That's what them niggas doing. Them niggas getting smart. They all that trying to trick niggas out their bread. That shit is out of there. And then she went and got the shit dropped. That shit went from 14,000 to like I think he was giving her like 4,000 a month, like 4,500 or some shit. Yep. Them regular nigga, damn near regular nigga
child support. Yeah. And the thing about it is I don't know. Some people, and there are women out there that think they could live off of child support, and I can tell you, man, it ain't really a livable situation. If your plan is to bag a nigga and get child support, the child support ain't really enough. You know what I'm saying? And it shouldn't be enough to supply your lifestyle. And if that's what you're planning on, you planning a losing lifestyle.
Shit, a lot of them chicks having babies by them NBA niggas getting like 30, 40 brands a month. That shit is definitely enough to live off of.
Oh, more than enough, but they lucky they still getting that. If the niggas financial planner set them up before they hit them, they wouldn't have got that.
A lot of them niggas ain't. That's how them niggas going broke. That's how mainly all them niggas going broke. Child support, alimony, and tax man be getting all them, and the lawyers be getting all them niggas money. Like that's how most of the majority of these niggas go broke.
And so now, even if you like, let's say you come into money and you about to do a prenup, now here's what you have to do if you want your soon-to-be wife to sign that prenup. You have to have her go find an attorney and you pay for it to review the prenup. Because if you don't and she signs it,
it's a loophole.
She can say, I was signed it under duress.
Under duress, yeah. He forced me, said if I ain't do this or that, this and that.
He wasn't gonna marry me.
Well, that's the trick bag, yeah. So all that shit, so they getting around the prenups and all that shit. Like
so 50 cents.
And how many of these chicks gonna marry these niggas after you tell them you got to get a lawyer and all this shit? Like a lot of them chicks just move on to and try to find another dummy. Eventually they'll find one of them stupid niggas.
There's this one girl, she was talking about how she was in line to marry a multimillionaire and he wanted her to sign a prenup and then she called it off. She said, because if you're gonna get with me, I deserve half of everything you work.
No, you don't, bitch. That's you crazy as hell. No, you don't.
I hope it was a grift. I hope it because it just was so stupid.
That had to be.
It had to be. That's what I thought. I was like, come on, nigga.
Like,
come on.
But some people more gaslighting ass shit.
I think some people dumb though. She might have been serious though. Some people real dumb.
Yeah, she might have been serious. I ain't going front she, but that shit like
it sounds stupid.
The delusion. Oh, did you know who Ebony K. Williams is?
Name sounds familiar, but I can't say.
I don't know if you remember, but like maybe last year or something, it was like this big old thing about this chick saying she wouldn't date a bus driver.
Oh, I think so. I think I know what you're talking about.
She did an interview with Ayana Van Zant. You know who that is? The older lady with the dreads that be doing like the coaching. She did like an interview with her on like one of these shits. And she asked, and she was talking about how shitty the men is and all this and that, and all the men ain't making enough money and whoop cool. So the Ayana asked her, would you date a bus driver? So she goes, no. If he owned a bus, she would. I did see
that.
Now look. The same lady. Now look at this. The same lady that said she wouldn't date a bus driver is pregnant, but got artificially inseminated. Like, so you don't know. So basically, this is the thing. Now this is the thing. Most niggas that selling their sperm is homeless, poor. Who the fuck doing that? Think about what I'm saying. Ain't no regular people doing that. I wouldn't even know where you do that at. Like,
oh, they definitely got sperm banks and shit.
but I'm saying people that know about them usually is like homeless people and people broke, like the worst. So she went and got pregnant. She went and got artificially inseminated by some bum probably, but you wouldn't date a bus driver.
But the bum had good genes though, and had a good.
She know? She don't even know that.
They screen you before they take your shit. They know
but
at least.
Screen you and say what that you don't got what.
Well, they screen you for and they test you for genetic disorders. Like if you got a tray of sickle cell and shit like that, you can't donate. If you got certain autoimmune shit that show up, you can't donate. If you're too old, you can't fucking donate. You got to be between the premium ages of like 18 to 26 or some shit like that. Even for bitches that donate their eggs.
Who the fuck is doing how would you know?
Rich niggas are doing that shit though. It costs like $70,000 to do that shit.
Do what?
$80,000 for artificial insemination through a
to
sperm
get bank. It though, but I'm saying who is donating a sperm though, nigga?
Niggas. It is.
Listen, but this how you know it's super broke, nigga. It's even niggas worse than college kids. Think about what I'm saying. When you 18 to 26, or did you even know about this at that age? How the fuck you know that? I'm 18 to 26. I'm not thinking about what? Like, what are you talking about?
At 18, I was broke enough. I'd have dropped something in there if I knew somebody would pay me for my nut.
Who knows about this kind of shit? Like, this what I'm saying. Like, it only got to be some other homeless nigga that put you on. Like, yo, I know where the sperm bank at. Yo, you could get a quick 200. Like, who the fuck know about that shit? So my point is this: you did all of that. You said men ain't this and that, and then you went and got a sperm. You went and got some sperm from I don't know where. So now you're about to raise this baby by your goddamn self. Thank God it's a little girl. Yeah. Thank God it's a girl, because if she would have had a son, she'd have fucked that nigga all up. Thank God it's a girl, man. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, this chick's a lawyer too, the Emily K. Williams, bro.
Yeah, she ridiculous. She ain't bad looking, but she talk like she got like nigga mannerisms. I don't like her, like how she act. Like,
but that's that what they call it, the masculine tendencies of a lot of successful women in certain areas.
Ain't even because Beyonce is successful and don't act like that bitch. That bitch act like a bunch of successful women don't act like her. Like,
Beyonce is obviously in her feminine. She knew and got married young. She knew.
But I ain't even gonna front. I can name 100 successful women, and none of them don't act like that. It's like a certain batch of bitches that act like that, like Vivica Fox. All them bitches that act like that. Them is like different. Them ain't all successful women. Like, hell no.
Well, not all of them, but then a lot of them, to be successful in certain areas, they gotta fall into masculine tendencies and be aggressive. I ain't
gonna front. A lot of the chicks that's mad. Think about what I'm saying though. A lot of chicks that's mad successful is mad feminine. It's just a certain batch of bitches. And a certain batch of bitches that we talking about ain't even that successful though. That's the crazy part. They not though. They not at that. They not at that. Ebony K. Williams ain't at no kind of level. Like, you regular. You not even really. She could walk outside. People don't even know who the fuck she is for real.
Yeah. And she's 40.
She look older than that.
Well, I see her all made up, so you can't.
Even with all that makeup, she still look like an auntie.
Hold on, I'm on her Wikipedia. I'll throw it up real quick. Make sure I pick the right monitor.
Yeah, they throwing her all on. She all on the cover of magazines with the pregnant stomach, with this mayo mayonnaise. I guarantee it's probably a white dude. She probably handpicked some blonde hair, blue eyed white boy to get.
That's a possibility.
100%. That, or it's either a white dude or an Asian. 200%.
Oh, she was born in 83. I be forgetting 80s babies. 40. It was in their 40s now. Mm-hmm. What the hell is that name? That sounds kind of Hawaiian. Kiyohana. How do you say?
I don't know. What is that? kid. I don't know what that is. Early life raised by a single mother, and her mother's a bus driver. The fucking irony, dog. You can't make this shit up. That can't be real. Somebody had to put that. Can't be real. That cannot be real. Her mother was a bus driver. That can't be real. Dog, that can't be real. Somebody had to, you know how they say anybody can edit the Wikipedia. That can't be real.
Well, you know, if it wasn't real, she could like actually go in and have it deleted if it gets back to her.
Yeah, but she probably don't care what they put up there. Like,
yeah, but her people probably would. Like you heard what the
she was a public defender, so she was railroading niggas, all kind of niggas. You know, public defenders don't do nothing but railroad niggas.
Yep. So she had an education, University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, BA. What's that? Loyola University, New Orleans. Mm-hmm. Equal Justice, Ebony K. Williams, Real House. Oh, she was on that Real Housewives of New York. Was she?
I ain't know that. I'd never watched none of them shows before.
I never done it either. I maybe ran into it. Like if my lady's watching some shit like that, I'll tend to watch it. But it do get like some of the petty will get addictive. Watching people act a fool, like this gotta be fake, nigga. This can't be real.
I ain't even gonna front. I'm glad my girl don't even watch that kind of shit. For real.
My girl loved that shit. She watches. I don't watch it with her though. Hold on. Let's see. Let me pull this out because I want to back up. I don't want something weird to pop up. I sync my I sync my phone. I sync my phone with my Firefox browser. So I'm not sure if I should keep using Firefox.
Some bizarre shit to pop up.
College robes.
Some mad random shit.
Fat bitches fighting over food and shit. Yo, did you see that shit when they caught the kid looking up porn and this porn was fat bitches fighting over food?
That's funny as hell. Like,
yo, I went to see if that was on Pornhub. I actually looked it up on Pornhub.
Is it up there? Oh, nah. It's probably up under one of them other ones. You probably could find that shit for real.
This big girl smearing like shit all over them. It's disgusting.
What, shit?
No, like syrup, chocolate syrup, or whipped cream or cake.
I ain't gonna front. It's some bizarre motherfuckers out here in this world. I ain't gonna lie to you.
These niggas got sexual toys made to simulate the size and shape of a dragon's dick. And there's people that order that shit. And then they got shit that's like, it's called tentacle porn. It's basically like anime with people with genitals that look like tentacles.
Oh yeah, I did see that. That's crazy, man. I'm telling you, people crazy, man. Yeah, I was just watching videos of tsunamis earlier. You ever see a tsunami like hit one of them little Asian countries?
Yeah, I've seen some of the damage and shit. Yeah,
man, I know. I watched like it's videos. You could go on YouTube and watch the shit coming. You could like literally they'll show the whole man. That shit is nigga. I think I'd rather deal with any other natural disaster besides that tsunami shit. That shit is the scariest shit ever. Like,
and the wild shit about it when it's coming, they said you get a warning too because the ocean will retreat as if it's low tide and it's the middle of high tide.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the wave about to come. That's that wave. Yeah.
It all up and then woof. I'm like, yo.
Because if you watch it, right, if you go watch it, you'll watch like it literally the water will fuck up a whole city in like 5-10 minutes. So you don't got that much time to like get to high ground. So when they tell you the tsunami coming, you gotta get your ass to high ground. Because I'm talking about destroying whole buildings, like not houses. That shit picking up houses out the ground, like literally carrying. Because it's ocean water. That ain't like no lake or no shit. That's the ocean. Like,
yo, you know, I was watching this shit talking about how ocean levels are gonna rise anyway. Global warming is a thing, but back in the day, there was more worried about global cooling. And the fact is that we're at the end of an ice age. So both polar caps, no matter what we do,
Yeah, I
Will
don't
of
think it's
no.
there's no such thing as global warming. I just
Yeah.
think that the ice age, it never the shit
Now,
was the thaw. It was just thawing out the whole time. I don't think it's supposed to be no places that's cold like Antarctica and the South Pole. It's
like,
not supposed to be like that.
they're saying even underneath Antarctica and all that is
Whole
plush grass
civilizations, yeah.
and shit like that.
Yep.
So I think that there's shit we can do to make it happen faster and fuck it up. But I don't think eating up a bunch of poor people's tax dollars and fucking with their money is gonna do anything to help stop it.
Nah, it ain't
And
gonna.
unless
You can the Earth do what it want to do.
unless you get China and India on board, even if we go all green and have electric cars to boot, it's still not going to change the rate of warming. It's not.
Look,
gonna.
let me show you some wild shit. Right, the all green shit, all that shit is cap. Y'all stop selling. Remember that all the bottles used to be glass.
That's true.
Remember that all the bottles, I'm talking about even the bottles that used to get the juice, the Snapple bottles, the Beverly Cleary, all them drinks used to be glass. Mystics, all that shit used to be glass. They went and changed that shit to plastic. I don't want to hear shit them niggas talking about no fucking up the environment. Y'all did that shit. Everything was glass in my era. This was the 90s and the early 2000s. I remember when they started changing everything to plastic.
Glass is 100% recyclable. You can fucking take those shits, mash them up, remelt them, and make new glass products.
Make new glass. They should have just kept it. And truth be told, shit tastes better in glass anyway.
And then also the glass doesn't bleed those plastics into
that
all
plastics in it,
waste.
so it don't taste. Yeah, it tastes better. Because remember, we used to get the Snapples used to be fire when it was in the glass. I ain't even lying. Them shit used to be fire in the glass.
And back then, Snapple probably had more like pure products, because Snapple was known for being like
the natural shit,
preservatives and shit like that. As many.
Yeah.
Because you used to have to shake that shit up. Remember, you have to shake that shit up. I think you still got to shake the new one.
Still got to shake it up, but it don't got the same swag because they using that plastic. The glass used to taste, glass tastes better. Like even the sodas and everything in the glass, it tastes better. Only thing tastes just as good as the glass is the can. I ain't gonna front. That can soda fire.
Yeah,
but that soda in the can is fire.
But then you know what? Even with the cans, some of the cans, I've watched these science shows. They got a plastic liner inside of them. Some of the
yeah. The cans ain't no good, but I'm just speaking on the taste aspect of it. The cans be fire. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like cans be fire, yeah. But I don't want to hear shit about these people be doing shit then talking out the side of their ass. Just like when we was growing up, right? They told us remember we used to have the food group chart. And they told us cheese and milk and all this shit was good. Well, ain't none of that shit good for you. None of that. Eat your cheese in. They used to be selling us that shit. I don't believe nothing these people be talking.
Well, you know what it is? Somebody pointed out we're drinking baby cow fattening juice. Like cheese is made bread is made, not bread, milk is made for that. And a lot of cultures don't really fuck with milk hard like that. That maybe that's why some of us are like lactose intolerant. Actually, they said people who are not lactose intolerant, because even if you could eat dairy and it just gives you gas, that's part of being lactose intolerant.
If you ain't lactose intolerant, you're a mutant.
But that's what I was getting at. They said
you're a whole mutant. If you could just eat cheese and just drink milk without farting and shit, you are an X-Men, nigga. For real, because how is that? What? Like, because if you black, that automatically happens to black people.
Yeah.
Some of us get lactose intolerance earlier than others. Like, you've been lactose intolerant since a young nigga.
Yeah, shit. Honestly, since I was a baby, they had to switch up my fucking formula. I didn't really get it bad, where it was until I was like about 15 or 16. And I used to love milk too, man. I would get to school and my ass would explode. Every day I would get off the bus running. Barely make it. I was so fucked up. There was a stall at Central High School that didn't have no doors. I said, fuck it. Raw ass that seat and everything. I was like, my shit was just fucking me all
raw ass a seat.
I had to, bro. It was either raw ass the seat or shit all over the floor. You know what I'm saying? I raw ass that shit. A public restroom. And I didn't get herpes.
You got lucky.
Me and my girl was talking about that, about people that that could catch stuff from the toilet seat. I said, well, some of the shit they be saying there be bacteria on the toilet seat, but they said the bacteria in the kitchen with the cross contamination will have more shit than a toilet seat sometimes. If they cross contaminate in the cleaners,
I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna keep it 100, my nigga. Them white people facts. I don't believe that.
Nah, I believe it because here's the deal. Here's the deal with even with using a sponge. If you use a sponge and you don't like microwave it and clear it, that shit's soaked with bacteria. Some of it's shit from other parts of the house that you never knew transferred and cross contamination. Like I've watched them do a swab of a lady's house and test it for bacteria on a petri dish. I watched YouTube video. I'm a goofy nigga. I watch goofy shit like that, and it was way more bacteria in the kitchen. The cleanest house be niggas that don't wipe shit down as much. It might be dusty, but they have less cross contamination than niggas that wipe everything down all the time. And I'm one of them niggas that like to wipe shit down. I hate seeing spots.
You gotta use different shit to wipe. You don't use the same shit from the bathroom to the kitchen. Who do that? That's white people. That ain't no black people doing that. Let's keep that one, dog. Let's keep that one. Nigga, your moms would have fried you. You would have used some shit from the bathroom in the kitchen.
She used
Who does that?
My mom used like a bleach water mix. I remember one of my homegirls was talking to me and telling me I was stupid because I used bleach to wash something and I had bleach water mix. Oh, you crazy. Why would you do that? That's poison. I said, there's literally chlorine in the water. It's actually
the water that you swimming in. What are you talking
and the water that you drinking too. There's chlorine.
Oh yeah,
faucet water too.
That's how they filter it because it's disgusting. Like in real life.
They were saying that even with us drinking bottled water, washing in faucet water, your body is absorbing those toxins in that faucet water.
Yep, that's why they starting to make they got shower filters.
I was thinking about getting a whole house water filter like that connects to the main source of water coming in.
Filters it. That shit cost $1 million.
It's a rack. it's some money.
That's 1,000.
No, it's probably hella more than 1,000. I think the last time closer to 10 probably. Yeah, but it actually increases the value of your house having a home filtration system too.
Yeah, I'm sure it probably lessens the water. What's the name too? Maybe.
Like every bathroom you put on a house adds 10,000 to the value.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
I think every room.
Yes, especially like full rooms with windows. Mm-hmm. And it matters too. The rooms with windows are the biggest ones because the rooms without windows, sometimes them shits is considered closets and shit.
Yeah. But like a little den area, they ain't gonna consider that no room and shit.
Like my den downstairs has a big ass front window. It's got a window.
Oh, so that's different. Yeah, it got a window.
And it got a glass.
Like a lot of houses with the den ain't got no window.
No windows.
Little back room and shit.
Or them little tiny ass rectangular windows at the top if it's in the basement.
Yeah.
My shit got full windows with curtains and shit. You know what I'm saying? I got the sliding glass door down there too. And every bedroom down there got windows. Like I think one bedroom only has one window, and then Juliana's room has 2 windows.
Yeah, I ain't gonna front, but a lot of them studies they be doing when they be like, oh, people was carrying shit from the bathroom and the back to nigga. If you are cleaning your bathroom with the same shit that you cleaning your kitchen with, you are a different kind of caveman too. That's not regular shit.
I don't know anyone that does that, but somehow the cross contamination shit from the bathroom make it in the kitchen.
Nah, that's my nigga. That's the people they tested. That's the people they test. This is what I'm saying. When they be this is what I'm telling you about them studies. When they be telling you about them studies, you gotta watch who they tested because that's where they get their stats from. In black households, your mom tell you, nigga, you use the shit that in the bathroom, stay in the bathroom. The shit in the kitchen and the bathroom don't even.
And my mom didn't even keep the same rags. She would.
This is what I'm telling. Who does that? Nobody does that. The kitchen got his own sponges. The bathroom got his own shit. It's 2 different. Like nobody cleans the shit with the same shit. That's crazy.
But
if you cross contaminating like that, you bugging.
But I do tell people too, it's best when you get sponges. If you're not throwing them out, microwave them bitches.
Microwave them bitches. Get some more. You go to the dollar store
because immediately after you use it one time, it's got bacteria in it. So yeah, so it's best if you're gonna keep it for a week or so, you just microwave it. That'll kill 99% of the bacteria.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because microwave it, heating it up. That's what we did. I forgot where I learned that from, so I do it all the time. But I always keep a rack of sponges too. So anytime somebody want to switch them out, they can switch them hoes out. Then also buy these bags of rags, like they washable rags. Even though most of the time I wind up throwing them out.
Bro, you know what typhoid is?
Typhoid, the disease.
Mm-hmm. You ever heard of Typhoid Mary?
Yes. The bitch.
Nigga, that's the most disgusting shit that I ever heard.
She was a carrier of typhoid.
The bitch was asymptomatic to typhoid, basically food poisoning, salmonella, basically. Like, you know what I'm saying? They just calling that shit typhoid Mary.
And you know what's funny? They found out that how she was spreading it, the food that she cooked didn't have it in it. When she cut up fresh fruits to feed the family, it was putting the disease in it. So, and in the family's houses, not everyone was getting sick. Just the people that partaked in fresh fruit that was uncooked. They're the ones that got sick and died.
That's their story. That bitch was all over the country spreading typhoid. They said
I've read her story.
over 50 to 100 and something like that, but it probably was more people than that though, for real. That's wild. I ain't gonna lie to you. Whenever I heard that story, I'm like, Typhoid Mary. And I looked her up, I started reading. I'm like, oh, this is interesting. I be watching all kind of shit on the internet. I'm like you. I be watching weird stuff too.
What was her name? Is Mary
Summons, something with an S.
No, right? This is Mary Malian.
Oh yeah, something with an M.
Mary Malian. That's what they said. Ring around the rosy, a pocket full of posies about typhoid.
Is it?
That yeah. Ring around the rosy is supposed to be that. Oh, she's buried in the Bronx, St. Raymond Cemetery. She kept getting locked up. They told her she couldn't work.
They quarantined that bitch two different times because she was getting everybody sick.
But she couldn't. And the thing is she couldn't make a living unless she was cooking and cleaning and shit. So her not working for people, she was fucking starving and shit. So she kept getting caught going to people's houses. Excuse me. She was born September 23rd, 1869 in Cookstown County. Was Tyrone? That's an Irish name, Tyrone Island.
She's from Tyrone is Irish. A lot of the shit that we got probably from Ireland, like even our last name, nigga. That shit is Irish. It was Mick Clinton.
Yeah, I did read
that. Our shit was Irish, and we ain't got not a drop of Irish blood in us, nigga.
Yeah, Mary Brown. Other name she went by Mary Brown or Typhoid Mary.
You got Irish blood in you on the DNA shit?
Nah,
that's what I'm saying. I don't know how we got an Irish last name. We ain't got a drop of Irish in us. None of us pops neither. Like,
I don't got no Native American. That's what my cousins do. Yeah, my pops do too, I think.
Yeah, I think that's where I got it from. Pop. Matter of fact, I know that I told you our I think our third or our fourth great grandparents, I found their Indian records on the census shit, and they was black too. So that's why niggas can't tell me niggas wasn't already here. Like, our fourth, Maddie Ferguson, and I think it's Alexander Ferguson. I found they Indian census records. It had their Native American names and all that shit up there.
Oh shit!
But they was black though.
Yeah, my cousin Jamar was. He said he did it. I'll be telling him go ahead, but he hadn't mailed it in. The nigga ordered it, got it to his house, and I said, "Well, you ain't do it till you mail it in."
Jamar, the one that used to drive the bus with the dreads, right?
Yeah. He ain't
That's
got them
how crazy my memory is, though. I only met that nigga a couple times, but I remember him because he used to drive the bus and shit.
That's one of my, and I didn't realize he's actually my mom's cousin, first cousin.
Mm-hmm. So that's your second cousin. That's like Bernard. That's like Bernard. Bernard Pop's first cousin.
Yeah. Shit, Mark, the Pop's first cousin. Dave, Steve.
Yeah, Dave, Mark, yeah. That shit don't really mean shit to me in the black household. You my cousin, you my cousin.
Cousins is cousin.
Mm-hmm. That shit don't really. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. I don't give. Once I find out you related to me, you related to me.
This is true. I'm trying to pull up my ethnicity breakdown. I don't think I got any Irish.
I got Scotland. I think Scottish.
Scotland. We got a brother that's from Scotland that comes into the Discord sometime. He like 18, 19 years old. My boy's off the chain.
Yeah, I be telling niggas I'm Ashkenazi too.
Oh, I got 2% Scotland.
Oh yeah, I got Scotland.
Ireland. 2%.
You got Ireland too? Hold on, let me see if I got Ireland.
Norway, 2% Norway, Sweden and Denmark. And then all the rest is Africa.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my largest portion is like 29% Nigerian, and 23% Cameroon, Congo, Western Bantu peoples. Until you come home with me. And all right, we got it. I got a splash of the old Irish in me. I told you one of my buddies, I was at his wedding. His name's Matt and his wife Nicole, and they had an Irish themed wedding. Both of these people, their families came over from Ireland, their extended family. They're like second generation, I think, born here, second or third generation born here. And they had an Irish themed wedding, playing Irish songs, and they taught me some Irish dances. And I was sitting there dancing the Irish shit with a group of people in a circle, the wedding dance. And then Matt's dad goes, "Hey, Julius, what part of Ireland are you from?" I said, "I'm from the dark side, my lad." He said, "Matty, where'd you meet this guy? I fucking love him."
Just like I heard some shit where they try to say most Black Americans got like 24% European in them, which is caparoni, because I don't.
That's true.
I'm a light-skinned nigga. Fuck y'all talking about. That's how I know Black people make. Me and you damn near got the same amount of African. I think you got what you got. Like
I got a little bit more.
A little bit more. That's what I'm saying. It's close though. Yeah, it's not that much more. Like, and I'm light-skinned. That's why I be telling niggas. Black people come in all shapes and colors. It don't light skin. We've been making light skin niggas forever. Like,
there's a girl that took the DNA test and she was like your complexion. She was 100% African. Had no
that shit don't got nothing to do with Europeans. Cause you could be all black and be light skinned. That it happens. We make all kind of motherfuckers. I don't got no Ireland in me. I don't think. Nope.
Me and a homie was talking about it, and she was like, "Well, you got the South African whites that said they're European implants.
Yeah, they're Dutch.
Native.
They're Dutch.
Yeah, Dutch. I told her Dutch with you, and a couple of things. She didn't know. She thought they were like actual indigenous.
Hell no. White people really, to be truth be told, white people really ain't indigenous to nowhere. Because the original Europeans was black too. The Grimaldi and them niggas was black.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
you start doing history because really white people was really black people that turned white.
This is true. That's what Bill Nye the Science Guy says.
They was white people that turned black. They just lost the melanin over thousands of years of being in the caves and shit like that. But they was black too. So everybody came from Africa. And everybody was black at one time.
Yeah, Pops did. I don't know if Pops said. Did Pops ever do the African one?
I did.
Yeah,
that shit costs too much for no
like
reason.
200.
Yeah, I think it's 3 something, like 350, something like that.
I saw it on sale once
to get the same shit. I was like, get the same.
Well, they have a larger database of collection from the actual African continent.
I'm not African. I'm not even searching for them niggas neither. Like, because I like I said, look, when you start doing history, right? I was just talking to my shorty earlier about Mali, right? The Mansa Musa nigga, the nigga that was the richest man on earth living.
18% Mali.
Listen to what I'm about to tell you, right? Mansa Musa brother name was Abu Bakr. He was the first ruler before Mansa Musa. Mansa Musa became ruler because Abu Bakr took 10,000 ships and sailed them to South America
and disappeared. Never came back.
No, they don't know if he disappeared. Them niggas probably still down there.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? No disappearing. Them niggas they ain't disappeared. They was just, but see, this is the thing. They said the Africans from West Africa and the black people from the Americas been like trading. They've been going back and forth for centuries. So it been niggas over here. I don't know why they try to convince people, or was it this the only place it wasn't no black people, all the other aboriginals everywhere else black.
Yeah.
It was red natives and it was black ones too, because the red natives is basically the Mongolians that migrated from Mongolia over here.
Yeah. They said there was a land bridge that connected that area all the way to Alaska and shit too.
And that's why them the Mongolians, the natives, and the Eskimos basically got the same DNA. They got the same traits in certain DNAs and shit.
Dude, this 18% Molly. I don't know. I might take I don't know if I'm gonna do the African one. I might do it though, just to see.
Just do it just to see, so you can pull it up. Because I'm not doing it. 100%, I ain't doing that shit. I don't really give a fuck about no tribe. Y'all try to tell me that I'm in. Like, nigga, I believe that we've been over here for forever. I don't believe that. I believe we've been left over there. That's why we got so much Mali blood in us.
Yeah. 18% Molly.
Mm-hmm.
I got this green. That's what's crazy. Like they have, what's this country? This is Norway. Oh damn, that's Norway all the way out there. I didn't realize that. But they said, like, do you know how they got them misplaced? Like Greenland and Iceland. Greenland is a shitty place, and Iceland is the nice place. It's actually the opposite. Greenland.
You got way more Nigerian than you too.
Yeah, Nigeria is my.
I'm like 21% Nigerian.
Yeah, my Nigerian is like my biggest one, and then the Cameroon, Congo.
My biggest one is the Cameroon, Congo, and then the third is Mali too. I'm 17. Me and you, dinner got the same. I'm 17. You 19. I'm more Senegalese than you. I'm 10% Senegal. Then I'm 8%. Same with Benin Togo. I'm 8% there. You don't got no English in you.
None at all.
I do. I'm 10% English, but you know what's crazy? On the Atterbury side, that's where my English shit come from, pop side, not from my mother's side.
And that's what's crazy. You got
and I think the Jewish side come from my mom's. I think.
You know, that would make you like because the Jewish genes came from your mom's side. That mean you Jewish.
It is from my mom's side. I'm Ashkenazi. That's why I said they can't never call me.
Jewish,
I'm technically a Jewish nigga.
Yo.
I think my aunt, which is my grandmother's sister, she like 17% Jewish or some shit like that.
Wow.
Yeah, like it ain't no little bit. It's like a big chunk, like some shit like that. But yeah. I'm an Ashkenazi. That's the ones too, the Ashkenazi Jews, the ones with the bread. Well, the one. Let me not say that because they be acting like that's anti-Semitic to say them niggas got money when they really do. Them niggas really do got money.
The history behind the negativity with that was those dudes had a lockdown on the financial circuit in Germany.
Hitler used that against him.
He used that to persecute.
Now I understand that. I get it. That's why I said part of me. I get it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You know, and that's the reason. Because I always was confused about. I was like, why is it bad to just say it? And it was like, oh, because of this, it's anti-Semitic. Yeah. And Dave Chappelle, like when he said that joke, if you see a group of black people, it's a gang. If you see a group of Italians, it's a gang. If you see a group of Jewish people, it's a coincidence that should never be mentioned again.
But technically, and the crazy part, when I was when I went to school in Milford, the 7th, 8th grade, I'm like the only black person I know that went to a bar mitzvah. My best friend in like the 7th grade, when he turned 13, I got to go. I had to wear the yarmulke and all that shit. A Jewish kid. That was my homie and shit.
That's what's up. I ain't never been to a bar mitzvah.
Yeah, it ain't nothing. Just like basically like a ceremony. They have it at the mosque and shit.
It's a nigga quinceañera.
Yeah, basically. They just have it they do like a little church ceremony. Then after that's like a little party and shit. Ain't that crazy? Like they give him basically like it's on his birthday. So when he turned 13, it's basically like a birthday party.
Yeah,
like a rite of passage. He's basically like a grown ass man when they 13.
But you know what's funny is like back in the day when the world was a little more of a treacherous place at 13, you was doing grown man shit anyway.
He was a grown man, yeah. Because even when you think about back in the day when we was kids, 13 was different than 13 now.
Hell yeah. That's what one Muslim dude said, that we coddle our children to an absurd degree in this culture. He said if you go anywhere else in the world, 13-year-olds are running businesses, working, doing shit. In
That's
America,
cap too.
Yeah,
that's cap.
Not so much. And if you travel all over the world, not so much. If you go to like places like countries that are not as advanced, you gotta work at a young age.
That's just different.
Yeah.
It's just so you trying to
But
survive.
most of the world is
them
that.
niggas ain't educated. Them niggas ain't educated. They ain't going to school. They just going straight to work.
But that's a huge chunk of the world. That's
that's most of the world. Most of the world outside of the westernized countries. Shit.
We got privilege here.
Definitely
that's why we got feminism, strong feminism here. You can have feminism when everything's comfortable.
Because you could talk that shit with when it's like it's a civilized place, but in other countries, the women ain't really saying shit.
Like when I used to go to some countries, man, I would see kids that's like 6, 7 years old running shoe shine stands.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the middle of the day. This nigga should be in school, but they out getting that bread.
Yep.
The dude was asking me to shine my shoes, and I had some suede shoes on. I said, dude, they're suede. You don't shine suede. He was like, oh, I shine. I make it look nice for you. I said, here, man, here's a couple dollars. Go away.
I ain't gonna front. Even the Chinese, when they come here and they get little the Chinese restaurants and shit, they had their kids working from little.
Yeah.
From little.
Because they're going to have to take over the business, man.
Yeah.
Especially when pops die or mom.
But the crazy shit, no. This the crazy shit. The kids don't never take over the business. The kids go to school. Them kids that they have working in them stores go to Ivy League schools. Them kids don't never work in them. But I watched it happen. Literally, the Chinese place around the corner from my house. The kids was in there working from when they little. As soon as they went to college, you never see them again. The kids.
Wow.
The kids don't come. The kids got real job. The kids going to be doctors and shit. Them kids ain't trying to work in no motherfucking restaurant. They come. Remember, them kids is Americanized, even though they got Chinese ways and shit and culture, but they still got that American shit with them. They don't want to sit in no restaurant working. They want to go get like, you feel what I'm saying? They going to be doctors and
I've observed that same shit.
Yeah, they don't never. The kids never work in the store. Never. The parents still be old working in the store. They bring over the cousins from the old country and they work them niggas. Yeah. Literally seen that shit. So nobody can't say I'm being racist. That ain't been racist. That's really what be happening.
I've seen it
because the kids is more privileged.
When I was looking at, it was a period of time where I was looking at, and I was going to be willing to invest in a storefront to have like my ex-wife's people run a restaurant out of, because I knew the mom wanted to do it. And if they were willing to get down with it, I would have invested and bought the storefront because they had a living quarters and shit. And in the end, they didn't really want to do it. Mama didn't want to be working in the restaurant all goddamn day. Who could blame her? You know, she's old.
Hell, she old. Yeah, she old. That's a young person to start off and then end up old is something different. But to start off
and killing your ass. Mm-hmm. But I was willing to do, because I was always looking. I remember one time when I was a young buck and my mom had got her license to do nails and shit. And I was like, yo, imagine if a straight nigga got the license to do nails and be giving bitches hand massages. I'd be having all the bitches lying around the street. And I talked to Jermaine about it. Jermaine said, hell no, nigga. That's ain't. I said, yeah, but we straight. Yeah, that's gay, nigga. Those
Look, nigga, Asian Americans don't do none of that shit that the people that come here do. They don't do. They don't the nail shops. They don't the beauty salon, the beauty boutiques and shit. They don't do none of that shit. It's to be the old motherfuckers. The motherfuckers that come here do that shit. They kids go to school and do something different. Go be a doctor or some shit. They don't do the same shit.
My goal was eventually start a business where I had other people running it and branch out and do another business.
Like
that's
what I was
looking at. Yeah, like either that or a whole nother field. If I found something else to do, as long as I found something to bring in bread. Because I knew
it's so tricky in this industry. Like the world is so tricky right now. Like it'd be like, what kind of business could you get in this type of field? Like, you feel what I'm saying? It's tricky out here right now because the money fucked up. Right now ain't even no good time to even get no business. Because the money fucked up.
And it matters what you do, because there's young cats that never been back to working for somebody else since COVID hit. They started making bread and they're still making bread. These is young, like black niggas.
What are they doing? What are they doing?
Some of them are different shit. Of course, you got the whole train that are doing OnlyFans and adult content, but then you got young niggas that are just
a lot of them young niggas doing Forex trading and shit like that. Yeah, that's what a lot of them niggas. I can't get jiggy with that.
I don't know what to do.
I try to watch a couple videos to see what's going on. I don't my brain ain't I don't got one of them
can't
kind of
chill.
brains, like, you know what I'm saying? I gotta find something else. Like,
That's
but
what I
maybe
give.
somebody could symbolize it for me. Maybe one day I'll get into it. Like,
That's one thing I give like my dude Russ. That motherfucker be figuring shit out. He's reinvented himself multiple times, and he hasn't worked for anyone for like 5 years.
but he a
6
thinker.
years.
You could tell he wasn't a real heavy thinker. Shout
Yep.
out to Russ. Shout out to Russ.
Shout out. He'll be creeping around eventually. He was hanging out in Discord the other day, chit chatting. Yeah, I mean rolling. There's one of my crazy Indian homie who's about to get married. I was gonna bring him up in here, but his thought process is kind of all over the place.
So what? Bring that nigga in here.
He like Murph, but he comes up. We be having some deep conversation. It'd be funny.
Yeah, bring that nigga in.
I gotta be careful. We might need to record him and
why?
And that nigga be saying wild shit.
Like what kind of wild shit?
Just anything you could think of, like LBGTQ wild shit that would piss them off. Even though
it ain't us.
Tried. Yeah, but we gotta mute it because whatever he do or say.
Oh, he gonna say something. Yeah. Oh, all right.
It's gonna be broadcasted over all the platforms.
Yeah,
I mean, if I tell him to chill, I'm pretty confident that he will.
Yeah, just tell him be easy with certain shit. Like if you're gonna say it, you could even say what you want to say, but just word it correctly. Like you know what I'm saying.
That's why sometimes I be thinking about that when I was up here one day. I forgot I was trying to reword something because I knew it was gonna come off weird or fucked up if I say it. But Dave said, "You're supposed to be unapologetically political." I said, "Well, I do want to say shit too because this is going up on Terrell's channel too."
I don't even give it. I swear to God, from that, I told myself this. I'm gonna just say what I want to say. I'm gonna just say it the right way. I don't even give a fuck. Fuck them niggas. Like, I ain't about to be out here overthinking no shit. I'm about to say whatever I want to say. I'm gonna just say that shit just in a non-disrespectful manner. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's how I'm gonna do that shit. Like, fuck that shit.
Yo, I got a hit from Millie Flicking Bostic Harley. She was born in 1881 and died in 1987.
I told you that was our great grandmother.
That's one from New York, right?
The one that died in New York, that died around a little bit before grandma died.
Yeah, 87. Yeah, shit.
And she was alive. That's why I said how nobody mentioned this lady.
Yeah. The family was tight in little groups. That's one of the reasons I kind of liked I like people who have families that are more closer knit, but the only thing with close knit families, people are annoying. And I'm more of an antisocial nigga, and I choose not to be involved with groups.
Kind of like that though. All of us is like that. If you even look at like motherfucking TT son, Brian.
Mm-hmm.
That nigga act just like us. He be alone. He be to himself. We all kind of like
that.
We'll come together we'll come together, but we can't be around each other all the time like that. Yeah. We just ain't like that. But you see how Pops be off to the corner by himself. You only see that nigga somebody die.
Yeah. You know what's cool? Like every time I would meet with Brian, man, we have a fucking banging out. I kind of miss that nigga. I gotta hit him up.
But I love all my cousins. I ain't got no issues. I love all my family. I ain't go front. Crazy or not, V-Note crazy as fuck. I love all my cousins. I love all my family. I ain't gonna lie. Like I love my family.
But we some genetically cool niggas though. Everybody,
but we all kind of loners though.
Yeah,
all of us. Ronell be off by himself. We all kind of be off in our own little pockets. Like, but I just don't let the elders have real beef.
Yeah,
they had beef. That's the shit.
Because they were stuck up under each other all the time back then. Maybe
I don't know, but it's a lot of shit we don't know.
Yeah, because even Ronell, that was my nigga. Was little kids, we was inseparable, bro. And that nigga looked more like our dad's son than I do.
That's what the guy. He looked just like Pops. That nigga looked just like Pops. Like, man.
Yo. That's my dog. I forgot what other family member I was talking to. They said they talked to him and he said the same thing. Yo, you don't know, me and Tank was tight as shit. Oh, yeah. I used to run away from home and go over there, even though Aunt Linda always snitched on me because she had to. But I used to run away from home all the time. One time I ran away from home and I didn't even know they moved to PT. And I just happened to wind up in PT and I walked up and saw Ronell. I just ran away and just went to PT. I don't know why I was there.
They did. They lived in every project. God damn.
Yeah, there was I lived in the Terrace. I lived in PT. I lived in Buquanic. I think that was it. Terrace.
Yeah, I ain't live in none of them shits. But I used to be in Marina when Linda used to live in Marina. I remember them days.
Okay, shit.
Marina Village days.
I don't think we ever lived in Marina. Well, I used to be in Marina Village. Yeah.
That shit wasn't that. That shit back in them days, man. That shit. You a kid, you go wherever the fuck. Like,
Yep.
I never lived in the. Yeah, you go wherever your moms go. Like, and it just is what it is. You gotta adapt to that shit. Like, hell yeah, man. Yeah, but I be wanting to know some of the beat. I be like the elders needed, because we got family that we don't know. We got to, because who was this old lady staying with when she died in Queens?
Oh, I know we got a ton of family out there.
That's what I'm saying. And I done came across a bunch of motherfuckers with the last name Bostic that's from New York.
Yo, there was Pops was talking to one of the cousins he met through Ancestry, and how he's related to this dude. His Pop's great grandma and this dude's great grandma were sisters. Yeah, and he was talking to him. He said he's cool as hell, and he said it's funny because he looked like us still. You know what I'm saying? Even though we back then, the great grandparents.
That shit ain't got. We all come from the same two people. If you think about it, like everybody in one. That's why I say I don't give a fuck if you my sixth cousin, you my cousin. Because look, everybody come from two motherfuckers for real, and that just off branch to all these other people. That's what happened. Like really,
because I even was telling people that's what was crazy about genetics and shit. Me and you got the same pops, different moms, and we still share 25% DNA.
That's why I said ain't no such thing as no half brother. That half brother shit is cap, because really everybody really come out your father nutsack anyway. Like that's where you really living at for real, till you get shot out and then you mix with the egg and then whatever. But you feel what I'm saying? Like, that's why I said me and you got the same amount of DNA as me as my aunt. Like, that's why I be telling niggas ain't no such thing as no half brother, no half sister. That shit don't exist.
You related.
Yeah, it don't exist. Like, that's some other shit to have my half brother. What the fuck is a half brother?
But there's old Pooley and shit. I'm looking through a lot of people put up photos. I told you I didn't know. On my mom's side, my grandma, right?
Mm-hmm.
I knew my grandma Bronis and shit, but I didn't know who her parents was. And my mom met her grandmother once or twice, and my mom thought her grandmother was white, but what her grandmother was a fucking was a very fair skinned black chick with brown hair and gray eyes. Because with the way the genetics broke down, because she always thought my grandma Bronis was biracial. Nah, she was just the product of two high yellow niggas.
And she might have been, and she might have been a native too, because natives look like that too. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Even though you might not look, the black natives came from Africa for real. Just like every other black motherfucker migrate, but it probably was hundreds of thousands of years ago. Cause look, right, if my grandmother and them on my mother's side people was from Guyana, right, black as fuck. Where they came from? They ain't get brought from no. There was a transatlantic slave trade to Guyana too.
I don't know, but that's the blackest country I've been through.
Because what I'm trying to tell you is that current, I forgot, they got a name for, I forgot, somebody probably know the name of that shit, but it's like a current that goes from West Africa and it brings them to South America. You don't need no motor or nothing. You could just get in a boat and it's a certain time of the year and it'll bring you there. So Africans from that part of Africa been traveling back and forth from the Americas forever. So niggas been over here. Like,
yeah, I told you my trip when I went to, I've been to Georgetown a couple times. I went there one time and I was with this Jewish dude, right? The whole trip, he the only white person I saw.
I'm trying to tell you.
And when we got out there and we were sitting and we had our dinner and shit, and we were sitting at the bar, and he was like, I'm food's kind of weighing down. I want to take a walk. He said, is it safe to walk around out here? And he's like, he looks at him, I wouldn't go out if I were you. They mistake him for a native until he opens his mouth. He be okay. You not so much.
I want to go down there. I gotta go down there because I want to know. I want to know. First of all, I know I got people down there. I want to bump into them niggas, see if I can find some of them niggas. That's number
Shit,
one. Number
hopefully,
two,
and you know what's funny? I don't meet Guyanese people here in the United States.
they don't come here like that. They don't come up here like that. They don't. I swear to God, them niggas do not be coming up here like that. That's what I'm telling you. The people that be staying still, I think them people been there.
Mm-hmm.
Why they ain't running? Where them people? For real, think about how many people you met from Guyana. I used to mess with a chick when I was like a young nigga. That was from her father was Guyanese.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, man, I wish I'd have had contact with him because he could have told me some shit about the old country. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And when I went to Guyana and shit, they had these customs officers. These petite little female girl, they was actually cute as shit, and they used to flirt all the time when I would go through customs. They'd be like, hey handsome, you gonna come see me next time you come? I was like, hey, if you still here, I don't know when I'm coming back. I'll holler. Wow. It was some nice looking bras though.
Yeah, I definitely want to go down there.
Dude, down there. And their economy was growing. Like when we were there, the last time I went to Guyana was a long time ago, probably like in 2008 was the last time I went there.
I know to go there. I was looking up trips to go there. It's expensive. That shit ain't cheap.
Shit, I ain't never paid to go. The government paid for me.
Yeah, go look up some trips to go down there for like a week and go look. That shit ain't cheap. Like that shit ain't like to stay in a nice hotel, like a good hotel, because they don't really got no Hiltons and no shit down there.
They might have some now because
I looked up not too long ago, probably last year or some shit. I looked up, them shit ain't
nothing but construction.
They got good hotels though. They just ain't they don't got like chain hotels. They got their own shit down there. But I want to go there. That's one place I do want to go.
And the hotels I stayed in down there were actually pretty good. The ones I did stay in, they were nice. They were nice.
Yeah, I do want to go down there because I know it's mad black pen. Like I said, I know I got family down there.
Shit, the last time I went to Trinidad was about the same time, like 2008, 2009.
Yeah, I heard Trinidad wilding right now.
Probably now, but when I was there, they had came into some oil money, so they was building a lot.
Oh, they was building. Oh, all right. Yeah, that's good. That's dope.
Yeah. I used to game with a bunch of Trinidadian cats on Red Dead Redemption 2 online.
For real, I never bumped into them niggas online. Never.
Yeah. We had a couple of them from Trinidad. We had a cat from, I think his name was Dreadlord. He was from there. Dreadzilla was from there. A couple of them was from Jamaica and shit too, but yeah, we used to fuck on Red Dead. We was always mixing. We met a crew from Brazil that barely spoke English. We got tight with on online.
Oh, I be bumping into them niggas too, like South American niggas online all the time, like all the time. Like,
shit, I wish Red Dead, if they do the next Red Dead, hopefully they make it cross-platform, which I doubt they will.
Yeah, probably not.
Online is the shit. Like most people don't even fuck around with it. But when you get in, you get a good crew of people and you got all these missions. Like the storyline of Red Dead is really good story. But the online, they got all these side missions, and you could do it with 5 or 6 of your homies.
Yeah,
in your posse. You could pull them all in. You could run the mission together. My boy, he just started playing Red Dead, the first one, and he's gonna finish it, and then he's gonna start the storyline from Red Dead Redemption 2. And he was saying he wished they had the online, the story mode where you could play it with friends. That would be fire.
Yeah,
you could go into the story mode.
That GTA shit about to come out soon. I ain't too far next year.
Yeah,
I told niggas this white dude at my job was saying, he's like, it's supposed to come out the beginning of 25 because the stockholders or some shit. I said, listen to me, bro. I've been playing games all my life. That shit is gonna come out before Christmas. 200%. I'm giving it August, September, the latest. The earliest. That shit ain't coming. It's gonna come out so they could get that Christmas money. You think they gonna miss that Christmas money? Hell no. That's like the highest selling part of the game shit of all year. Like that's why all the games drop around like from August to like November. Damn near all the games be dropping. 2K, motherfucking Madden. Whenever Call of Duty drop out, that should be dropping out like October, November. That's how all the games drop at the end of all the dope games.
I'm hoping they don't bullshit and release it on PC, which there's a good sign they will, because for GTA 6, Rockstar bought all they
bought 5M.
They bought 5M. So
5M servers, yeah.
that means the flexibility, because the 5M servers, if you play GTA, the character flexibility is ridiculous. You have way more options than you do on a regular GTA, and they're using some of the code from these servers. Because if you get a server, you can get a coder. You can pay a coder to customize. Like if you had the bread and you wanted to do a GTA server that was Bridgeport, you could literally get someone to code.
Oh yeah, they be doing shit like that.
Code Bridgeport. You actually look at the maps, have it set up. I was on this one that was in New York, right? And we just riding around, and all of a sudden everything just started looking familiar. Nigga, we was at Times Square near NBC Studios. I had been there a lot. You know what I'm saying? We was over near the Helmsley Medical Tower in Manhattan.
Yeah, I got a feeling GTA 6 is gonna have them RP servers.
They need to.
I think I got a feeling they gonna, because it's gonna be fire with the controller when you could do the shit with the controller.
If you get the right coder, you can play RP with controller. You can still.
Yeah, but they got to do some tweaks to it where you could do everything with the controller. Because even sometimes I heard with the RP controller, you still got to use the keyboard for certain shit.
For certain menus, yes, they're very expansive. There's way more menus in that than there are in the original GTA.
Yeah, see the thing with the console, all they got to do is like hit the select button and choose certain shit. All you really need to do is drive, shoot. The selling drugs, hit the select button to sell drugs. You could do all that shit with the select button. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just pull up a menu. They could do that shit. They just gotta do some tweaks to it. That's probably why it's gonna take long, because they ain't buy 5M not that long ago, maybe a couple years ago. It was. I remember when they bought it, like 21 or 20 or something like that, maybe 22.
Shit, grandma died exactly a year after. Damn. I just looked at that.
Yeah, that's why I was saying they was alive at the same time. Nobody said nothing. How nobody said our great grandmother was still alive? Nobody said nothing.
You know what? I was funny. Like, well, it's not funny, but it's when I first started coming around and grandma was in the hospital, and she was the cancer was hitting her up pretty hard, and it was the first time my mom let me come around Pops again, and we went to the hospital to visit grandma. And grandma was in the room. As soon as we went in the room, Mom said, "Oh, no, y'all got to get out." She kicked us all out and closed the door. Grandma had been in there, and she had them little squiggly hairs and little mustache. Mommy cleaned her up and fixed her hair, then let everybody back. Yeah. She said she cleaned that up. I was like, yo, that's actually pretty awesome that she thought to do that. She's like, yo, this a queen right here. Y'all ain't coming in with her looking like that.
Now I remember grandma before she got sick. Like, I was around before she got sick.
When I was little, I was, but I hadn't seen her in years, many years. Yeah, many years. Which my mom apologized before my mom passed. She apologized for that. She said that it wasn't 100% your pop's fault. He wasn't around. I was causing that. And she said he made attempts to see you, just to let you know. And I was just so mad at him. I kind of was just being vindictive.
Yeah, they was mad little too. Like, they was real little kids.
The first baby she had by him, he was 14, 15. The first baby she had by him. And I thought he died as an infant. No, he lived for like 2 years. 2 years and some change. I was like, fuck. And I didn't know that until Pops told me. Then I looked at it. I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure you can see the records now. Yeah. And they say they got 2 kids. Your pops and mom and your mom.
He had a social security number too and everything. He got issued.
He had all that shit. He was alive 2 years. Yeah.
His name
whole person.
Yep. She didn't give him Pop's last name. He had another last name.
He had Plowman.
Yep. But still Julius. His name is Julius Plowman.
That's crazy. That's definitely crazy. Yeah, man, that ancestry shit, all this, you can't have no secrets with that. All that shit come out, like motherfuckers saying they got kids and they ain't really the dad of some kids. That's all that shit gonna come out. You do that ancestry shit too.
That's what I try to tell one of my friends. She was like, I don't need to do it. All my family did it. I said, well, to find out if you even your family, you need to do it.
You better do that shit. Hell yeah. And then you don't got the same, and everybody don't got the same genetic makeup.
Nope. Like, I heard you. I told you that dude JJ was the dude that wrote Game of Thrones. He found out that his dad wasn't his grandpa's kid through the DNA.
That's how that should be happening.
He said the whole family thought grandpa cheated. That's why their marriage didn't work. Come to find out, grandpa might have cheated, but grandma cheated and got knocked up by a whole nother dude.
That's the whole shit. That's
grandpa
all them
still,
secrets.
Grandpa
took care of the baby. Yeah, that's how shit was back then. Hey, they just kept the secrets. That's why I said the elders used to be on some bullshit. They got a lot of secret, and the DNA shit's telling it all. Like
telling on them all.
Yeah, it's telling it all. Like you can't lie about your DNA. That's why motherfuckers be saying shit, nigga. It is what it is. Like all them names, Pops and all them niggas got they all named after somebody that was here before. Everybody.
Mm-hmm.
On that side of the family, like on the Pop side.
Now it's crazy how young grandma's pops died. He was only in his 30s.
Mm-hmm.
He died of a heart attack, I think it was.
What, Julius Atterbury?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah. He was young.
He died young. And that shit affected Uncle June like big time. That's probably why he was such a attentive father.
Mm-hmm.
They said he was saving for his son's college education since he was a young man.
God damn.
Yeah, he knew. But I mean, it worked out. His son's a hyper successful gentleman, doing things. That's why I said, like, even when we talk about like we talk about like having kids and shit and extending the gene pool, it does seem like the not is a weird situation. It's a weird flex, and a lot of people don't. Like, I talk to people that don't. And you say it's cool if some people don't want to have a kid. That's okay. You don't look down.
I just think it's weird to be bragging about it because nigga, what is you doing? Like, what the fuck is you talking about?
So your bloodline just died with you.
That's just it. Like, nigga, well, that's why I say I love my family, nigga. What the fuck wrong with you? Like, I would, nigga. What, my kids and all, like, cause I don't. To me, my kids, they mothers ain't got shit to do with my kids. My kids is their own people.
Yep.
That's what people be attaching their kids to, because you got issues with the mother. And I don't got no issues with neither one of my kids' mothers. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying other niggas be having issues with their kids' mothers and be looking at that like, oh, the kids is a part of the kids. Ain't got shit to do with your issues with their moms, nigga.
Fact.
Nothing.
And the only thing too, like even with Pops, like my mom never really, like, she might have acted weird with him and shit, but she never really like did wild shit or said crazy shit about him. It was mostly people who didn't know him that was talking shit. And I would get like mad. I was like, this motherfucker don't even know my father. Because my mom probably was talking shit to them.
Yeah, nobody never came around me saying nothing about like talking no shit about no Pops.
Wow, it was a couple of wild friends with my mom dudes decided.
Yeah, they was kids too. You gotta think they was so young. Like, that shit was even when you thought they was grown, they was still young. Like, they was just young.
My mom came to my high school, which was crazy because there were still teachers there that were essential when Pops was there. My guidance counselor was still she was Pops' guidance counselor.
That's how shit was though back in the day though. It wasn't like that. Don't really mean shit because it was a nigga that was principal at one of my elementary schools that was a principal when my mom was there.
Oh wow,
so these motherfuckers just be working 50 years. Like, that's what that shit is. Like, he was old as fuck, but that's the pose.
That was funny when I remember my first day in Central and the guidance counselor read my name, Julius Clinton Jr. So your father would be Julius Clinton that went here. I said, yes, my dad. She goes, well, let's just hope the apple falls far from the tree, young man.
Why would you say that?
Pops got expelled for smoking weed in the bathroom or some shit like that.
Oh, did he? I ain't never know that. Yeah, I ain't know. That's funny.
Yeah. It was weird.
I thought Pops was a good kid.
I mean, he was good to a certain degree. He wasn't doing the crazy wild shit Billy and them was doing. You know what I'm saying? Because he was the baby, you know. Yeah. But yeah, he got expelled, and she was the one that had the process, like, was there when he got written up and expelled. I forgot her name. I could see her face. I can't think of her name. She was always sweet to me. She loved me to death.
Yeah.
We had
Pops got a spell for that bullshit, nigga, smoking weed. What the fuck wrong with you?
And it's weird. And it's weird because what is this? I'll answer that question later. But it's weird because he was never a huge weed smoker, and I think the story was he might not even been smoking. There was other people that had it, and he got popped with it because he was in there.
Yeah, cause I remember he told me, he said one day he smoked weed and he felt stupid. He never smoked it.
That's why he said it was like, he told me that's what he felt like, it was fucking with his thought process, which some people it don't like. It does.
Shit don't do nothing to me. Like I could read I be reading whole books while I be smoking at the same time. Like that shit, I be remembering everything. That shit don't do all that shit people be saying. It don't do none of that shit to me. Like none of that shit. Like it don't make me lazy. I be up here smoking blunt after I don't be sleepy.
No,
I be up here chilling.
Again,
like,
you a veteran too. You've been doing this since you was a young buck.
That's true too. I was a teenager. I think they got 30 years in smoking. Damn, it basically got 30 years smoking for real.
Yeah.
That shit is crazy. We were taking them trips to the city. I was like 14.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 30 years in. Couple breaks here and there with the jail shit and all that.
It's always good. Like that's what some people, like some of my friends that are devout smokers, they've been smoking since they were like 12, 13 years old. They said they'll just go like a month or two without.
Yeah.
And I remember
take a little break and shit.
I was watching Joe Rogan. They was saying that there's a chemical that gets suppressed in your brain while you're smoking, and then when you stop, you get kind of a flood of it, and you start having these vivid dreams.
I don't believe all that goofy. I did hear that before though. I had to.
But there's more than one nigga I know that experienced that. They said they had them.
That shit is just a withdrawal. That's just a withdrawal.
It's not a negative thing. The dreams just become more vivid. And on Joe, they had actually a doctor that was talking about the chemical that kind of gets slowed down and suppressed that comes back. Your body never stops producing it, and it produces that chemical, which may cause these vivid dreams. So it was speaking of the science of it, not like mythology. Because Joe, he always has a nigga on there that's a professional and shit, and he has conversation. Then a nigga reads books about it. That's what I tell you.
Joe Rogan ain't no stupid nigga. He be, but sometimes he be out there though. A lot of his theories and shit. Like you know what I'm saying? I don't like. I tell motherfucker, I don't agree with nothing. Everybody like, there's no man on earth that I agree with everything they say. Nobody. There's not a man on earth where y'all be like, I believe it. I agree with every single thing they say. Ain't nobody on earth like that.
I don't believe, like, I won't believe it, but if it comes from a certain source, I'll be more likely to hold it as slightly more valid. But I still look
if you show me a fact, I could concede to a fact. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I didn't know something.
Or even if it's your like let's say there's an opinion I had on something, right? And I had a bunch of things that bolstered me at having that opinion, but it's still my opinion. It's not fact. It's an opinion that's based on what I seen. If I talk to you and you point out some shit I never heard, I'm like, wow. So then I want to listen and see what you got to say, and then I might find other things that bolster your opinion. If those other things may change my outlook on things, or I may still feel that mine is still
opinions opinions should always be flexible, like.
Yeah.
Because if you get new information, it might change your opinion. I get that. That's all day long. Anybody that won't, your opinion ain't flexible. You just want some goofy shit, and you dumb. I consider you dumb if your opinion's just solid. You're not willing to intake no more knowledge. You just stuck on one thing. Like life don't work like that. Because when I was a kid, I believed Christopher Columbus discovered America.
You were told that.
But then when I started learning other shit, that thought
people
changed.
Already here. Fuck, how you discover some shit?
But the trick was this was the trick though. They always told us it was people already here, and we still was running with this Christopher Columbus shit. Still, that was the trick with that shit. They was telling us it was people here. They was like all the Native Americans was already here, but they was still saying Christopher Columbus discovered it at the same time. Like,
is how you discover some shit, but there's already people there.
There's already people there. Y'all basically talking about how y'all stole shit. And then y'all didn't tell the whole story. Y'all ain't talking about how Christopher Columbus somehow ended up in jail after he went to the Americas.
For all the crazy shit he was doing.
But I don't know what they say he went to jail because he basically scammed them. Like he was supposed to go to India and he ended up in the Americas. Like, so whatever money they used.
What island did he wind up on? He was on an island instead. He never actually made it to the continent.
I think Puerto Rico might have been, or Haiti, or one of them shits. It was one of them islands. Jamaica, maybe one of them shits.
No,
he
you was about
never.
to say
He didn't actually make it to America. Yeah, I ain't. It wasn't that important.
well, we approaching that 2-hour mark too. So
Yeah, shut it down.
you shut it down. Hold on, let me see what we listen. This is one of Sean's poppy songs, man. Rules cry at night. My boy, this shit. I could see any other pop star singing this one. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming.
Hard
to the Hard Pause.
Water Gang.
And thank you for visiting the Water Gang channel, the Quarter Water TV. Please come back here every Sunday at 5:30 p.m. I was a little late today. That was all my fault. I apologize. But hey, thanks for all the people that came through. Just make sure you're going to check these links in the description and check out these awesome artists that we play in the background. What's playing in the background now? Wolves Cry at Night by Sean Silver. He's actually working on a new album that should be coming out. But God bless, stay safe. Come back anytime. You got anything for him, Rel?
Nah, I said we out of here, man.
Hard Pause.